You keep telling yourself, I'll start after this one thing. And somehow, that one thing never ends.
You already know what to do. You're not confused. So why does your brain still refuse to move? If you leave now, you'll still think it's a motivation problem, and that's the part that keeps you stuck. This video isn't here to push you. It's here to explain something quietly. By the end, you'll understand why knowing the right thing doesn't automatically create action. Not because you're lazy, not because you lack discipline, but because your brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do. If this kind of clarity helps you, you can subscribe later. For now, just listen. You already know what you should do. Drink more water, sleep earlier, work on the thing you keep postponing. But knowing doesn't translate into action. Here's the part most people miss. Your brain doesn't treat information as a reason to move. It treats certainty as safety. So when you know something, your brain says, "Good, we understand this." And then it stops paying attention. Think about how many times you've re-watched advice you already agree with, not to act, just to feel organized again. Quick question for you. How often do you confuse understanding with progress? And here's the open loop. If understanding isn't enough, what does trigger movement?
You might think your brain wants comfort. It doesn't. It wants predictability, even if that predictability feels bad. Scrolling at night feels familiar. Avoiding the task feels familiar. Delaying the decision feels familiar. Your brain recognizes this pattern and says, "At least we know how this ends." Change introduces uncertainty, and uncertainty registers as a threat. Not logically, biologically. So when you try to do better, your brain isn't resisting success, it's protecting predictability. Let me ask you something quietly. What uncomfortable habit do you keep because it's at least predictable? And notice this, if your brain protects predictability, then effort alone won't override it. So what actually does? When you think about taking action, your brain runs a cost calculation, not consciously, instantly. Action has an immediate cost, effort, discomfort, attention. The reward? Delayed, unclear, abstract. Your brain is biased toward now. That's not weakness, that's wiring. So when you say, "I know this will help me," your brain hears, "Not right now." That's why you can plan perfectly and still not move. Let me ask you, what's the smallest action you avoid because the benefit feels too far away? And here's the loop we're opening. If your brain hates delayed rewards, how do some people still act? People say you just need more discipline. But discipline isn't the starting point. It's the result of something else already working. That's why forcing discipline usually collapses after a few days. This isn't a mindset issue. It's a sequencing issue. Here's something subtle. When you pressure yourself, your brain reads it as danger. Deadlines help tasks. Pressure hurts identity. When the task feels tied to who you are, your brain goes defensive. You don't procrastinate the task, you avoid the feeling attached to it. That's why you suddenly clean, check messages, reorganize files. Your brain isn't distracted, it's escaping. Question for you. What task feels heavy because it feels like it says something about you? And here's the open loop. If pressure blocks action, what removes it without? The word should does something interesting. It triggers evaluation, not movement. When you say, "I should do this," your brain prepares to be judged, and judgment freezes systems that require flexibility. That's why action feels easier when no one is watching, including you. Notice this: you often act better when you stop narrating yourself. So ask yourself, how often does self-talk slow you down instead of guiding you? And this matters because if narration blocks action, then clarity must come before pressure. This is the moment most people miss. You're not failing to act because you don't care. You're not broken. You're not inconsistent. Your brain is optimized for certainty, immediacy, and identity safety. Action requires uncertainty, delay, and temporary discomfort. Once you see that, your behavior suddenly makes sense. That's why you freeze right before starting. That's why planning feels productive. That's why motivation fades. It's not resistance. Here's another quiet contradiction. People say, just start small. But small doesn't work because it's easy. It works because it's non-threatening. It doesn't challenge identity. It doesn't demand certainty. It doesn't trigger evaluation. Your brain doesn't resist effort. It resists threat. That's a big difference. So ask yourself, what action feels safe enough that your brain wouldn't argue with it? And notice the loop we're leaving open. If safety enables movement, how do you design that consistently?
Motivation is a feeling. Your brain doesn't run on feelings. It runs on signals. Motivation appears after movement, not before. But here's the important part. Movement doesn't mean productivity. It means engagement. That's why opening the document can be harder than working in it. So let me ask you, what part of your task is actually the entry barrier? Because once that barrier drops, your brain often follows. And this leads, most advice says change your mindset first, but behavior changes before mindset updates. Your brain believes what you do more than what you think. That's why thinking harder rarely fixes action. And noticing that changes how you approach everything. So here's the simple understanding. You don't act because your brain avoids uncertainty, immediate cost, and identity threat. Once you see that, self-judgment loses power. You stop asking, "What's wrong with me?" and start asking, "What does my brain feel unsafe about?" That shift alone creates space for movement. Not force, not pressure, awareness. If this explanation clarified something you've been stuck in, you can subscribe for more of this style. And before you go, answer this honestly in the comments. What's one thing you've been postponing that makes more sense now that you understand?